So, Michelle and I, we like to get coffee from time to time and try to find unique coffee shops, small local businesses, not only to support them, but just to get out and around. And she calls them, she likes to say, the ones with charm, taste different brews. And oftentimes in doing so, we find new locations to explore and even record to create content and new videos. And one of the most recent experiences was at a coffee shop that had a community table. They had like little chairs and sections where you could sit by yourself, and but they also had like a long table, somewhat like a community table. It was pretty busy, but the only two seats available were at this community table. No big deal. We're past the mask stage and, wondering if the person next to you is going to make you sick or ill, which was never really our concern. But interestingly enough, as we're sitting there, we've got our coffee. She likes to try different matchas, and I typically just go with, I'll fluctuate between whatever roast they've got, or maybe even a cold brew or an Americano. And we got our laptop, or at least I had my laptop out. She had her iPad out. And we're just kind of just like chilling, hanging out, chit chat, discussing strategies, plans, the economy, videos, uploads, all sorts of stuff. And we end up meeting a couple that was sitting at the community table. And they, I guess, were partners. And they said, they were like, sorry, we couldn't help it over here. What you guys are talking about is kind of, we are in a situation ourselves where we've moved to Florida for retirement purposes. At least that was the plan originally. But it's proving to be a little bit more difficult than anticipated. Now, granted, at some point in time, they mentioned how they had both previously attempted marriages, heterosexual marriages, and ultimately didn't work out, and here they are. I'm not sure if they have any sort of alimony or anything like that coming in from those divorces, but they said that they are looking at trying to find ways of earning income while being retired. Women of a certain age is how I was instructed to refer to them as. I'm not allowed to say old women. So, women of a certain age. And also the struggles and challenges of the current jobs market, where it's not necessarily as simple as just going out and finding a good paying job, perhaps maybe even with flexible hours, to supplement your retirement income, as prices are just going through the roof. Inflation is on the rise. It's almost uncontrollable. Like they can't put the brakes on it. And it's almost like it's accelerating. I will say it was kind of odd that when discussing some of the strategies, we had a similarity, a commonality, as we both use Hard Assets Alliance for buying and investing in gold. And of all the options and companies out there, I just thought it was kind of funny how I mentioned it, and they were like, "Oh, wait, HAA?" And I was like, "Yeah, Hard Assets Alliance." And she pulled up her app on her phone and she showed me. And it's the same app that I got. And that's pretty cool. People ask me, they say, "Kevin," they go, "Can I use gold? Can I use silver? Can I use these precious metals to pay my bills?" Hard Assets Alliance, okay? So it's an asset. And we have to really think about this. I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I want to explain this before I continue the story. We have to think about this as if we are wealthy, multimillionaire, billionaire investors with diverse portfolios. And what they do is they build net worth. They accumulate assets, cash flow producing assets, appreciating assets for a variety of reasons. But liquidity, capital, and resources is what we use to conduct business on a day-to-day basis. We are not looking to use our assets to pay bills and expenses. We're looking to use our assets to continue to grow and build wealth. Does that make sense? So, short answer to the question is no. Yes. Yes, you could use gold, silver, precious metals, platinum, to pay your bills after you have converted them to a liquid form, being dollars. At this point in time, dollars. In the future, it could be something different than dollars. Could be a digital currency, could be a digital dollar, but today it's dollars. But the goal is to collect and accumulate assets, build net worth, protect those assets, have those assets be able to appreciate in value and potentially produce cash flow. Use the cash flow to pay your expenses, which ultimately we want to get to a point of reducing expenses as much as possible. Ideally to a point of which your annual salary could be below the threshold, or at least at a low threshold for minimum taxation. And everything else is operating and flowing through businesses, and businesses are continuously reinvesting in themselves to reduce their taxable income, their net income, every single year. I digress. So, we're talking, and they're not necessarily looking to go out and perform heavily, like labor-intensive work. They're really just looking to kind of bridge a gap, make a few dollars. And I don't think that they were in a situation where they were broke, but they knew the writing was on the wall and that it was going to be in their best interest to supplement their income, which is what I mentioned, is that retirement shouldn't be based on savings. Retirement should be based on income. I want to build a retirement income, ultimately a low effort, low energy, very, very minimal activity, passive income, retirement income stream, or streams, multiple streams that produce income for myself, my family, while also having the ability to continuously accumulate assets, build wealth. It's amazing the opportunities that exist based on your PFS and your net worth. And excuse me, PFS, personal financial statement. I'm not trying to be rude. Michelle tells me all the time, Scroll Trap says, Kevin, you need to elaborate more on some of the things you say. Because even she, too, continuously is learning If you ever watch the two of us together on a video or a live stream, she'll say, I'm still learning. I think she should give herself a little bit more credit. She tends to go into the financial, economic, monetary conversation from a position of ignorance rather than a position of knowledge. Whether you think you can, whether you think you can't, you're right, okay? I will engage in any conversation with anyone on any topic or any subject. I may not know everything about it, but I definitely won't enter into it assuming I'm an idiot. Or not saying that she thinks that, but assuming that I know nothing. Because I think I know a little bit of something about a lot of different things. And I can engage in these conversations and learn from them. Because I've told myself that as I enter into this and engage in this conversation or these conversations, that I'm going to learn from them and from the people engaged in them, which you can learn a lot from almost anybody in any situation, in any walk of life. Sometimes people say, well, who do you think you are? What are your credentials? What do you know? You just live in an apartment. You drive a Porsche and you live in an apartment. Funny, strange, coincidental. But let me break it down, because as I said, you can learn a lot from almost anybody, really, if you're willing to learn. The snapshot of my life in that particular video or instance really doesn't tell enough. But if you were to extrapolate that and say, you know what? He does drive a Porsche. He does live in a luxury apartment. He doesn't have a 9-to-5 job. Maybe there's something to this. Maybe I should listen to what he has to say instead of immediately passing judgment. As well as the common misconception that renting is for those who cannot afford to buy. We actually came across a couple last Saturday. We were eating breakfast, and David approaches me, and David owns Marietta Pizza Company. And he goes, hey, Kevin, I watch all your videos. You're doing a great job. That was really cool. Nice to meet David. And he was there with his family on vacation. And as we're sitting there eating breakfast at the bar, the couple next to us happened to live in Suwanee, Georgia, which is very close to where we used to live. And we're just striking up conversation. And they're like, did you guys buy a house down here, or y'all renting? And we're renting. Oh, really? And we started talking about the housing market and the prices and the inventory and, what we're seeing for sale on Zillow. And she's like, so what made you want to rent versus buy? And I think that's the big question. Not assuming anything in particular, really. Because if you ask the question, you'll get the answer. And then from there, you can take that answer and you can use that to learn. And it was simple. Hey, we're coming down. My kid may or may not like it. If she doesn't, we're going back to Georgia. So it made no sense to buy a house, number one, if we weren't sure we were going to stay. Number two, prices were still really, really high. We were at the height of the bubble of the housing market, which is where we sold our home in Georgia. And interest rates were going up, and it made no sense to buy, number two. And number three, we weren't 100% sure where we wanted to buy. It could have been here. It could have been Pensacola Beach, not Pensacola proper. It could have been Miramar, could have been Sandestin, it could have been a variety of different places. Could have been Niceville. So, yeah. Likewise, I told Squirrel Tribe, I said, I could have a conversation with the homeless guy on the corner holding the sign up asking for money, and I can learn from him too. But it's all perspective, okay? It's all perspective and openness, and honestly just not really judging people, because it really doesn't matter. No bearing whatsoever about what your neighbor, what your coworker, what your colleague, what your cousin, nope. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing besides you. Really, it doesn't. The only time that it really does, and probably, the best part about it, is taking advantage of the opportunities to connect with people and build your network for growth and success. However, we continue on with the conversation with the couple, the two women at the coffee shop, and start just brainstorming, kicking out ideas. And of course, we get onto the subject of YouTube, and it's almost like it's almost like a constant. It's like a, no matter what, when we mention YouTube, it's nope, I can't do it. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I have no idea. I don't know how to edit. I can't afford the expensive equipment. The list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. And I actually came across a creator today, and she had a video of how to set up the perfect lighting setup for your YouTube studio, which is something that I've always kind of wanted to do. Squirrel Tribe would love to have her own studio, but at the same time, we really like the flexibility of being mobile and, again, exploring different areas, different scenery, and bringing you guys along with it. So I feel like recording in a studio, although it could potentially be easier, kind of limits you, right? But also, as we travel, we learn more, we meet more people, we experience more things, we have more to see and do, and it like gets the creative juices like flowing, for me at least. We talked about TikTok. Granted, TikTok, little odd on TikTok, as far as how much information is being shared with other countries through the app, as well as the monetization level and opportunities that exist. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I try to speak from experience, and I don't have a ton of experience with TikTok, but I have way more experience with YouTube and showing people how to do it and how to grow and how to make money on the platform. I think G.I. Justin is probably, what's today? Today is April. Let's see, what's today is April 4th, 2023, April 4th. So we'll say, or I'll say, I think G.I. Justin is probably about 2 weeks away from being monetized. However, he's 2 weeks away from being monetized on the YouTube platform. However, he's actually been making money on YouTube since day one. Does that make sense? So I try to speak from experience and things that I know, because I think those are the easiest ways to help people. But I'm also open to having conversations on other topics and doing research, testing other platforms, learning more, and diversifying my ability to produce income, grow my reach, connect with more people, further build out my network, build the family community. So we talked about a variety of things, and they were like, well, maybe we could make some content, but who wants to see, two old ladies, shacking up together and making videos on YouTube? And, look, to each their own. What you choose to create, honestly, I think there's an audience for almost every niche. And you also have to realize that you don't necessarily have to show your face in the videos. Which I was having a conversation with a friend day before yesterday, or maybe it was yesterday, about that, and how he wanted to help his kids start their channels. But the question was, is that a good idea? And I said, well, if they like it and you know how to do it, why not show them? Teach them that skill. Teach them that trade. Give them that ability. How many people would love the opportunity to have a platform such as YouTube where you could literally turn on a camera, record a video, or sit behind a computer and produce a video that can pay you money to do it? A lot of money. I don't think too many people would turn that opportunity down. But I did say that, in my opinion, I would probably change their names, restrict them from reading the comments, not connect them with my channel or your main channel as their parent, and go about it that route. However, the caveat here, the tricky part is eventually their friends will find out about it at school. And you can't control that. You can't control that. You can't control teenagers, middle school and high school, and what that can mean moving forward. But I said, with all that in mind, you could do it all without showing their face. So there's an option. But at the end of the day, folks, I'm receiving more emails, more messages, more members, more people reaching out, bringing on more clients, consulting people on ways of producing additional streams of income for a variety of reasons, and a variety of different walks of life, age groups, demographics, regions, reasonings. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to basic, simple point of, the fear of the uncertainty of the future of our economy, higher inflation, the devaluation of the dollar, and not wanting to get left behind. I don't think any of these folks are really looking at it from a standpoint of I want to become a multimillionaire, but I do want to have a way of securing my income, producing additional income, adding to my savings, building a safety net, having diversity, security, and cash flow before things get really bad. And also realizing that maybe things won't get as bad as we think. And then you'll just be that much better off for having this built out. And then looking back at it and saying, man, I'm glad I did that when I did. Because now I have it. And now it's growing. Because I'll tell you this, you guys have seen my channel. Now, granted, the views have fluctuated over time, but my sub count continues to grow. Squirrel Tribe's sub count continues to grow. Her second channel's sub count continues to grow. I have maybe 3 or 4 other channels that I don't devote a lot of time and energy towards, but their sub counts continue to grow. And when you look back at it, honestly, I'll tell you what, you look back, you forget it a month, 2, 3 down the road, you look back, you're like, wow, I got 1,000 subscribers. Wow, I got 4,000 watch hours. Wow, I just got an email from YouTube accepting me into the partner program to earn money and revenue off the content that I create. And this is icing on the cake if you know how to maximize and leverage the opportunities that exist prior to YouTube accepting you into the partner program to earn Google AdSense monetization and ad revenue, and super chat and super thanks, and offering products and merch and a variety of other ways, because you can make money on the platform from day one. Numerous ways of doing it, many of which could be more than you'd earn in ad revenue. It's crazy to believe people earning hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a day, tens of thousands of dollars a day. Realistically, just being 100% honest. With additionally YouTube literally doing exactly what I shared with you guys as far as diversity, security, and cash flow. Now I want to leave you guys with this one. YouTube is being very strategic about the moves that they make. Come here. They're being very strategic about the moves that they make. And what they're doing is they're cherry picking to create almost this super platform. Now, YouTube started off with long form videos. Cool, great. Instagram rolls out, and everybody's posting snapshot pictures. So what does YouTube do? YouTube community tab. Boom. Then TikTok is like, you know what? We're going to capture some of this market share with some of these short form content videos in 9:16 portrait format. What does YouTube do? Hey, we're rolling out YouTube Shorts. And we're monetizing every component of this to make the creators want to bring the viewers to the platform. Now, YouTube has introduced quizzes. If you guys have seen that, I ran 2 quizzes so far on my community post. Go check it out. Pretty cool, pretty fun and engaging ways to, communicate back and forth with one another and have these conversations and discussions. And YouTube is ultimately working to make their platform a one-stop shop for long-form videos, short-form videos, reels, posts, polls, quizzes, merch, shopping. Like, take a look. YouTube is building out this extremely diverse ecosystem, which I would likely assume that moving forward, they're going to enter into the augmented reality AI metaverse as well. That's diversity, folks. That's having a way of connecting with every possible form of content and creator to diversify the people on the platform, the types of content being created, as well as the viewers engaging on the platform, adding to the watch time hours, and driving up revenues from advertisers. The security comes in the form of having so much diversity, especially with TikTok teetering on the hinge of possibly being banned in the United States, which would be a major game changer if that happened. I've told you guys this before. If TikTok gets banned in the United States, you're going to see YouTube skyrocket overnight, in my opinion. And then the cash flow comes from the diversity. The cash flow comes from the advertisers willing to pay money into this platform for all the varieties of offerings that YouTube has capitalized on. And they're doing just that, folks. They're making it simple. They're making it easy. It's free to join. It's free to get your channel started. Odds are, if you are on YouTube and you comment on other people's videos, then odds are you already have a channel, or all it would take would just be like a click of a button to turn your account into a channel. It's just that simple. It's just that easy. And if you guys want help and assistance on that, then by all means, feel free to reach out and contact me. Long story short, I don't know what the couple is going to do, but we did discuss a lot of different options. We had a few laughs while we were sitting there. We had some really good coffee, and we got to meet some really nice, cool people. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hey, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, comments, questions, concerns. Please beware if you see a little picture in the comment section that looks like me, looks like this, and it's asking you to text them or WhatsApp them. It's not me. It's not me. So if you want to communicate with me, if you want to contact me, links, info in the description down below. And as always, you guys take care, be safe, be kind to one another. Share this video with anyone and everyone you think it would be helpful to, interested in it, entertained by it. I hope you guys really do enjoy the content that I create for you and are working towards diversity, security, and cash flow, planning, preparing, and protecting yourselves for the future. And I will see you guys real soon. Take care. Bye.